So if the economy is open, a tún máa ní two different components. The kí ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ òun ní export and import. Import náà dẹ̀ kẹ̀dẹ̀ import tún ní a part of import òun náà ní y. So tá bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní collect gbogbo àwọn kinní tó ní y yẹn, ẹ máa rí pé per question the multiplier is different. So the multiplier that we know of, which is 1 over 1 minus b, ìyẹn ni simple multiplier. So tí wọ́n bá fi lè pè nǹkan ní simple multiplier, then they are probably complex multipliers or ordered multipliers. So the most basic multiplier is a simple multiplier. So then 1 over 1 minus b. So for that, wọ́n kàn máa fún pé okay, y is equal to c plus I or c plus I plus g. Níbi tí multiplier yẹn by the time tẹ́ bá sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ jáde, 1 over 1 minus b ni formula tẹ́ máa ní láti lò. Àtẹ̀bá bò dáadáa ní simple multiplier kò sí income tax. The tax is just capital letter T. Àkàmọ́ okay, y is equal to a plus b disposable income, y minus capital letter T. So ló fi jẹ́ pé the tax component náà kò ní ní t. Instead of small ty tá a ṣe fún income tax nígbà ìmọ̀ tẹ́ bá rántí, the tax component here will not have any t. So what I'm just trying to let you know is that the multiplier has different formula, right? So the simple multiplier is a 1 over 1 minus b, whereas for others, like ní láti cram, like ó máa fún question, àwọn question máa ní variables, ó máa ní variables, ẹ̀yẹ́ kan ṣe equilibrium y, tẹ́ bá ti get equilibrium y, then 1 divided by gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ bá ní as denominator, òun ni multiplier that particular question. So okay. So mi mọ̀ bóyá yẹn ṣàlàyé question yín gangan àbí bóyá ó kàn tún address another part ní tí n ṣe nǹkan tẹ́ need in the first place. Yes. So bí yẹn ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn. So I think we are now in kí ló ń pè àti ṣe national àti kọjá page 90. Mo rántí 100 ládé. Okay. 100 yìí náà nǹkan tá a ti sọ̀rọ̀ láti jẹ́ ọjọ́ náà ní nǹkan tó wà 100 yìí. Okay. Class dé. Okay. So ẹ wo multiplier tó wà ní page 101. So irú eléyìí sìn open economy lélẹ̀. Wọ́n ti gbé open economy, wọ́n ti gbé import àti export wọ̀. So that M is marginal propensity to import. Marginal propensity to import òun ni M. B is marginal propensity to consume, tá a ti ń ṣe láti jọjọ́ yìí. T is tax rate. M is marginal propensity to import. So irú eléyìí ṣe ti mọ̀ pé open economy lè deal with, so it is C plus I plus G plus open bracket X minus M. Ó ti solve irú nǹkan báyìí lèmi solve jáde nínú fídíò yẹn. Àwọn ò solve ẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ kọ́ síbí báyìí. All right. So the very autonomous component, which was even what I said to in that video, A minus BT naught plus I naught plus G naught plus whatever. Gbogbo nǹkan tí ò ní y nínú òun nìyẹn. So the equilibrium income tó wà ní equation 10 ṣe é sí pé ó ti separate 1 over 1 minus b plus kíní kan the multiplier multiplied by autonomous expenditure. So A minus BT naught plus I naught kíní kan, those are autonomous expenditure. Again, you are not meant to cram it. The question you are given, ẹ kàn máa solve. Then you get whatever it is that you're supposed to get. Can we continue? Okay. So we now have now sometimes somebody can okay, I think the other day you said that you know differentiation, but more basic differentiation. So from equation 10, government spending multiplier. I think we even mentioned this before. Government spending multiplier, that's dy dg, change in y over change in g. So that will just give you the multiplier back because g at the 1 níbi tó wà gbogbo nǹkan tó ti lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ gbogbo wọn máa di 0 because constant terms ni wọ́n máa di 0. So you have 1 over, so you just have the multiplier back. So ara irú nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ṣe ní equation 11 ní page 102. So dy di yẹn only investment multiplier torí pé they did dy with respect to change in investment. So dy I is investment multiplier. Gbogbo wọn ìkankan náà ni wọ́n. Dy dy dg ìkankan náà ni wọ́n. Dy dx like ètò ní x naught, that's tẹ́ pé nǹkan kan wà tó ń jẹ́ export multiplier. If there's anything like export multiplier, ẹ kàn ṣe dy dx, it will still give you a multiplier value back. So because irú formula yìí ó wà useful in some cases, wọ́n máa ní investment change by 25 billion. Investment a lè kọ́lẹ̀ kakọ̀ fi practice. Investment change by 25 billion ẹ̀ka kọ́. Investment change by 45 billion, that is change in I. Interpretation in here, change in I is 25 billion. Given that the MPC investment change by 25 billion. So mo ń try to text ẹ̀ sínú chat box. MPC is 0.5. The tax rate òun jẹ́ 0.6. And marginal propensity to import òun jẹ́ 0.2. To import òun jẹ́ 0.2. Kí ni mo pe tax rate yẹn ná? Okay, 0.6. And marginal propensity to import is 0.2. So many find the change in equilibrium income. Find the change in equilibrium income. Ṣé wọ́n bẹ́ ṣe máa ṣe? Income. Find the change in equilibrium income. Ẹ mọ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ ló sì wà ní fọ́múlà yẹn. Ibi tí b wà ẹ fi nọ́mbà b síbẹ̀, ibi tí t wà ẹ fi nọ́mbà t síbẹ̀, then ẹ ṣe calculation ẹ̀ jáde. Dy lẹ̀ ń wá, change y lẹ̀ ń wá. Ó ti fún ní change in investment, ó ti fún ní MPC. Equation tó wà equation díẹ̀ kí lẹ máa lò? Equation 11 lẹ máa lò now. Wọ́n ti fún yín change in investment, wọ́n ti fún yín ní b. Wọ́n fún yín change in mo ń gbọ́. Okay. Tó bá fi lè ní change in equilibrium multiplier lè máa lò, because reason tẹ́ fi ní triangle níwájú equilibrium nìyẹn. Ní equation 11, the triangle in front of it means change in. Mo equilibrium tẹ́ ń gbà tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ní triangle lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́. Tẹ́ bá lọ sí equation 10, tábà sí equation 10 ní page 101, kò kí ń ṣe dy, y lásán ló wà ń bẹ̀. Ọ̀sọ́kàn wà ní find the equilibrium income. Find the equilibrium income. Y lásán lẹ̀ ń wá yẹn. Mo nǹkan tó bá fi lè mọ̀ sọ pé find the change in so ẹ sì máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ṣe dy d something, dy dg nǹkan kan. So lẹ máa lo bí equation 11 fún, depending on the variables that you have. You must ever understand. Ṣé get nǹkan tí mo sọ ma? So y lásán is ọkàn what is the equilibrium income given the following? Yes. 1 over the y the I lẹ́ ń ṣe change in y over change in I. Òun ló fún yín ní gbogbo number multiplier. Òun ló fún yín gbogbo multiplier yìí. Let me even try to show you. Let me try to show you something. The y bí pé ẹ̀ ń wá slope bí pé ẹ̀ ń wá dy dx. So you have the equilibrium income ní equation 10. Ó dẹ̀ ní kẹ́ ṣe dy di. So the I dy di máa di 1 over gbogbo nǹkan tó kù máa gbogbo numerator tó kù máa parẹ́ because constant terms ni wọ́n from like basic differentiation. So òun lẹ ṣe ní equation tó wà lábẹ́ equation 11 tẹ́mi lè pè ní bẹ́ẹ̀ bí equation 12. Òun lẹ ṣe ní change in dy di is equal to 1 because I tó wà ní numerator yẹn ti di 1. So ó máa di 1 níbẹ̀ then divided. Let me just write. Let me show you something. So like to make you understand it better. So ká nípa fi ìyẹn ṣe example GDP. Ṣé ẹ ń gbọ́ mi àbí? Okay. So nǹkan tí ìyẹn túmọ̀ sí ni pé we won't be kí náà porúkọ ẹ̀ we are not up to our potential. So ibi tá a wà actual wa ó kéré sí potential GDP wa. So like that's the way that's it. So if your actual is more than your potential, you're not doing well. But if your actual is if your actual is more than your potential, your economy is doing well. And if your potential is more than your actual, what you have the potential to do is more than what you're actually doing, then your economy is not doing very well. So nǹkan tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé tí bọ́n ṣe máa ń measure potential GDP ni pé wọ́n á ti wo resources ti economy ní bóyá ká ṣe labour as example like human beings tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbi iṣẹ́. Wọ́n á ti ṣí pé okay tí labour bá ṣiṣẹ́ fún 8 hours a day which is like normal period then 5 times a month kìnnìkan say ẹ dẹ̀ ní crude oil any natural gas any buy. So this is what we expect that Nigeria should be doing in a particular year. So Nigeria should be able to produce things worth about $500 billion in a year. That's potential. What is your estimate? But then actually we actually $100 billion. So which means we are falling short of it, right? So the gap ní àtìbẹ̀rẹ̀ yìí tẹ́ by actual ló wà lókè. This is actual GDP. So the gap between actual GDP, the point where actual GDP is more than the potential GDP, ìyẹn ló ń pè ní inflationary gap. Inflationary gap. Ṣé understand ma? Yeah. So ibi tí potential index síwájú actual GDP ìyẹn ló ń pè ní deflationary gap. Deflationary gap. So there is an inflationary gap where the actual GDP is more than the potential GDP. There's an inflationary gap where the actual GDP is more than the potential GDP. And then there is a deflationary gap tí potential bá ju actual lọ. Just like what the graph is saying, if actual GDP is more than potential GDP, you would have an inflationary gap. It's just what is on the graph. Actual, maybe by actual is more than potential, so you have inflationary gap. The reverse, no ṣẹlẹ̀ ní òdìkejì yìí. So equilibrium ló wá ń pè ní full employment. Ibi táwọn méjì ti meet, so the position where the actual GDP is equal to the potential GDP is called the full employment position. So the economy is at full employment níbẹ̀ yẹn. So all your resources, your labor, your human resources, your capital resources, your fiscal resources, everything, tẹ́ bá employ ní iye tó yẹ kẹ́ máa employ. So like you are using them, you are like potential is maximized. The potential is being maximized. So everything téèyàn lè ṣe òun náà lẹ ti ń jẹ́ kẹ́niyẹn máa ṣe. Everything tẹ́ lè fi àwọn other resources ń ṣe òun náà lẹ ti ń fi ṣe. So at that point, you say that the economy is at full employment because kò sí space mọ́ now. Gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ lè fi kan ṣe lẹ́tí ń fi ṣe. So you're at full employment. So like nǹkan tó jẹ́ bàbàǹbarì nípa kíní ẹ̀ náà nìyẹn. So and then what would make your actual GDP to be more than potential GDP? Báwo ni ṣé ó possible kéèyàn ṣe ju potential ẹ̀ lọ? Ṣé ó possible kéèyàn ṣe ju potential èèyàn lọ? Why do you think pé èèyàn lè ṣe ju potential ẹ̀ lọ? Why do you think pé èèyàn lè ṣe ju potential ẹ̀ lọ? Ah, oj- òjòrò òjò. Okay. In fact, ẹni ṣe ju potential ẹ ti ṣòjòrò. Ilé ò ṣe ju potential yẹn báyìí, òjòrò lẹ ṣe báyìí. That's true. That's true. So because potential is subjective, potential is subjective. Bá ní okay, kí nǹkan tẹ́ fi pé potential yẹn jẹ́ kì í ṣe pé ẹ rí Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ potential wa to the fullest. So téèyàn bá tẹ bá wo ọmọ yín ọmọ mi ní potential ní basketball torí pé basketball lẹ mọ̀ lẹ ṣe ń sọ pé ọmọ yín ní potential ní basketball sport kan lè jáde lọ́jọ́ iwájú tí ò tiẹ̀ ti jáde rárá báyìí tọmọ ẹ̀dẹ̀ máa ní potential fún yẹn náà. I can understand. So it is subject. So like along the line, some things may happen that will make people to deliver more than how they thought they would have delivered. Yeah, níbi iṣẹ́ wọ́n ṣẹ̀ gbà mí síbẹ̀ ní last year. So ìgbà tó wá di oṣù tó kọjá, wọ́n ṣáà recognize me as teacher of the month ní department wa. Ó tiẹ̀ yà mí lẹ́nu gan torí mi ti expect ẹ̀. Wọ́n ṣáà pè mí, wọ́n ṣáà acknowledge and everything like that. So ìgbà tí thank you. So ìgbà tí mo sọ fún HOD, mo ní HOD because àwọn HOD ló máa recommend ló máa fi orúkọ lẹ̀ fún ẹni tí ó ṣe dáadáa ní that particular month each month bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. So àwọn ló máa forúkọ lẹ̀. So wọ́n ò dẹ̀ sọ fún mi pé wọ́n ti ṣe anything. So they just called me and okay. And I now texted him pé ẹ ṣé o, mo dẹ̀ sọ ìgbà tí mo rí wọn in person mo ní ẹ ṣé o. Àwọn ní pé àwọn rí gbogbo nǹkan tí mò ń ṣe now. Wípé he is even convinced that I have not even started. So like imagine ẹni tí wọ́n gbà ní ọdún September last year tó dẹ̀ ti gba bí award or recognition ní that same session like so he believes that I'm just starting that there is still more to come that he sees the things I do he enters my class ẹ mọ̀ àwọn kan tó ṣàwọn wúyàn lórí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. So èmi dẹ̀kẹ̀dẹ̀rẹ̀ nǹkan táwọn rí èmi ò mọ̀ but ṣẹ́fẹ́ ní mind tèmi ṣẹ́fẹ́ pa mí ní nǹkan tí mo ti ṣe náà mo lè máa ṣe but like for someone to be saying that he thinks that you can because sometimes I'm not surprised ara tiwa náà. So you think that you can't do something àti result bá jáde ẹ máa wúra yín náà pa èmi náà ṣe ti understand bẹ́ẹ̀. So and potential is just subjective. It's based on what you can see now and any event can unfold in the future. So since you've seen the video, yes, don't need to like stress that. So I just want to understand the difference between inflationary gap and kini. So when actual is more than potential because you are forcing out more resources, you are making your resources to do more things. There's a chance the prices of goods and services in the economy will be increasing, and you're not paying inflationary gap. So ẹ ti operate ní excess capacity bí rate tí mo ṣàlàyé nígbà yẹn nínú fídíò yẹn pé ẹ ṣe 9 to 5 but now níbi kẹ́ máa ṣe 9 to 10, right? So like you have to pay me more for overtime and then you need to factor that into the price of goods and services the company enter. So prices yẹn máa lọ òkè because níbo ló fẹ́ gbé sí. So tó bá dẹ̀ ń ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ all through the economy there's going to be inflation. So you're not paying inflationary gap. So when actual GDP is more than the potential GDP. Now the other way around, ó yẹ nǹkan tó yẹ kẹ́ ṣe tó bó ṣe yẹ kẹ́ máa ṣe. So and if that is what is happening, people are not going to be employed as much as they are supposed to be employed. So and then demand máa low ju supply lọ. Once the demand is lower than supply, price of goods and services will fall because people are not buying anything anyway. Kìdẹ̀ sí pé you don't produce much. So at the end of the day, you are going to be having a deflationary gap. So like that's just like the basic thing níbẹ̀. So that being said, I think we can now return to our slide. All right. Continue from there. Okay, I'm not sharing screen, Abi. Do I have to share screen? Okay, well, but can see share. MF the way she can see share, no. All right. Okay, okay. So I think money and the barter system. So this is pretty much an interesting topic. So I think you are going to have more experience than myself. Ní party, but see, I don't know. Share hello barter system like before they started using money. Okay, okay. So the barter system is the exchange of goods for goods. The exchange of goods for goods on a barter system or services for service. Exchange of commodities for commodities, sha. That was the barter system. And then there is no way you want to talk about money that will not talk about the barter system. So I may even be saying more things than what we probably have here. Okay, yeah. There's no need. They've already said a lot of things here already, so like it's fine. So just we should just know basically that the barter system was a system where goods and services were traded for goods and services. So without the use of money. And mo fẹ́ mo fẹ́ jump money mo fẹ́ wo barter system so tá a bá ṣe barter system á padà sórí money page 3.2 page 112. So before the invention of fiat money, so fiat money is the type of money that is backed up by law. Money backed up by law, only fiat money. So it's also known as legal tender. So in case tá a bá fẹ́ note money back money backed by law is fiat money, also known as illegal tender. So a fiat money, why do we say it is backed up by law? If it is given to you for the payment of goods and services, you cannot reject it. So by law, you cannot reject it. So tí ẹ bá wá fún yín ní ẹ lè reject it. So if you reject it, then you are going to be having issues with the government because tí ẹ bá gba owó téèyàn fún yín as a means of payment, then what do you want? So the issue with, but then there were a couple of issues with the barter system. Of course, Tabawo features, it was in a period where money had not been invented and then people were exchanging goods for goods. But then issue to ni, the biggest issue with barter system, which is A.801 under 3.2, is issue of double coincidence of wants. Double coincidence of wants. So that was the biggest issue with the barter system. Tamada Fair explain it. So what it means, like, are you following, ma? Yeah. So what it means is that for exchange to happen under barter system, the parties involved, like two parties need trade money, buyer and the seller. So the parties involved must be able to exchange what they have for what the other person wants. So you must be able to exchange what you have for what the other person wants. So if that is not happening, then the barter system will not work. So, for example, ẹ wo nígbà tí ẹ need the service of an economics tutor or teacher, and the only thing you can offer is probably, let's say, 5 tubers of yam. So challenge méjì lẹ máa ní. Number one, you have 5 tubers of yam. Ẹni ẹ lè má rí economics teachers rárá. So the people that you may be seeing, bóyá àwọn tó lè kọ́ sociology, àwọn tó lè kọ́ maths, àwọn tó lè kọ́ English, òun lẹ̀ ń rí. So but then they want your 2 parts of yam. So they are like, tó bá mind, jẹ́ n kọ́ ẹ ní physics, kí n dẹ̀ gba iṣu tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ. But you are not going to allow the trade to happen because you are not receiving what you want in exchange. So that's the first issue. Now the second issue is that ẹ lè wá rí ẹni tó tiẹ̀ lè kọ́ yín ní economics ọ̀hún kóun má wàá fẹ́ iṣu. Ṣé ti understand ma? So the first case, you couldn't find anybody. The ones you could find, they were willing to accept what you wanted to trade, but you are not going to get what you want. The trade does not happen. Second one, you were able to find economics teachers, but they don't want yams. So they probably have yams too. So in both cases, it will not work. Nǹkan tó dẹ̀ affect biggest challenge trade by barter nìyẹn. So tẹ́ bá need nǹkan, ẹ ní láti kẹ́ máa rìn káàkiri ni ẹ kàn máa rìn káàkiri. Ta ló fẹ́ nǹkan báyìí o láti exchange fún nǹkan báyìí o. How easy or difficult do you think that might be? Hello, mo bèrè question ma. Mo ní báwo lẹ ṣe fi ṣó máa easy láti ṣe irú trade bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn àbó máa difficult? Hello ma. Okay. So I was saying that is it going to be difficult or easy? Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I think either your computer or your phones is disturbing me. Is disturbing me. One of it is disturbing me. Yeah, mo ń gbọ́ra mi padà. Yeah, mo ń gbọ́ra mi padà. Okay, I think it's fine now. Ṣé- Ah, I'm okay. Mo ṣì ń gbọ́ra mi. Mo ṣì ń gbọ́ra mi again. I don't know what's happening. M- I can still hear myself. Okay, can you hear me? Ṣẹ́yìn gbọ́ mi mà? Hello, ṣẹ́yìn gbọ́ mi mà? Hello mà? Mo ń bọ̀ náà. Mo fẹ́ share screen náà. Okay. Let me be sure that it is voiced recording. Torí the last one yẹn, ọmọ dùn mí o. Ṣáà rí pé mi ì gbọ́ nǹkan kan. Okay, so the unit introduces us to the concept of national income models exclusively. So we equally explore the no get out. So content overview: national income models are structural equations that represent aggregate spending and expenditures in an economy. It is an obvious method of calculating national income. So calculus a closed economy without the government. So in this case, in Godo sharing national income, we are trying to get the total amount of income in an economy. So, and then there are three ways that we can get it. So we can get it using the spending approach. We can use it. We can get using the income approach, and then they get value added approach.
So there are three approaches to arriving at the national income: spending or aggregate expenditure approach. Now, reason tá a máa fi ń lò yẹn ni pé tí a bá fẹ́ ra nǹkan, tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ra nǹkan lọ́wọ́ mi nsìn, you 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 spend, right? Let's say when you pay lesson fees, you spend some money, and if that happens to be my only income, so you can get my income from looking at the spending that was done in the economy. So the bá pẹ́ àwọn in the economy, so my income is equal to the spending that somebody made on my behalf. So òun ló fi jẹ́ pé we can use the income approach to get the national income. Tá bá fẹ́ lo expenditure approach, no, since you were the only one that spent money in the economy, right? So that expenditure must have been someone else's income. So a kàn mú expenditure yín ní pé iye báyìí lẹ ná. Well, ẹni tí ẹ ná owó yẹn fún, àbí ẹni tẹ́ fún ní owó yẹn, income tọ̀dọ̀ ti tiẹ̀ nìyẹn. So your own expenditure is equal to the income that the other person must have gotten. So, and value-added approach, not there to work. So I don't know if it is being spoken about later in this text, but like they're just like kind of stay within what we have, so that will be very fast. So, like I now said, Emo, mo ti sọ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé a ní economic agents we have four economic agents. Ṣé ẹ rántí wọn mà?
Agents.
Yeah, four.
Okay, we have the firm,
Exactly, exactly. The household,
good.
the political.
The firm, the household,
Okay.
firm, household. Ah, no, rántí méjì tó kù.
Hmm.
Mo dẹ̀ rántí o. We have the firm, the household, the government,
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So it remains one. The foreign sector.
foreign sector.
Mhm. So if your economy is closed, so the bá calculate national income in a closed economy, that means we could see foreign sector ńbẹ̀, make import, then make export, as you understand. So if you want to calculate national income using the aggregate expenditure approach in that context, so your aggregate expenditure, which is AE, will be equal to household consumption, which is C, plus businesses investment, which is I, plus government spending, which is G. So when it's C plus I plus G. So not if you see the closed economy.
Ẹ̀sùn sọ. Aggregate economy.
Aggregate expenditure. If you want to calculate your national income
Okay.
using the aggregate expenditure approach in a closed economy tí kò sí, you are not open to importing and exporting. So if you want to do that, we said it is the expenditure made by households, which is C, only consumption, plus investment expenditure made by businesses, only I, plus government expenditure, that is government spending, only G. So you have C plus I plus G.
Okay.
So
Okay. Only with government, without government.
uh
Okay.
so if you are not talking about the government, so C plus I last one my just your economy is already closed. Because the foreign sector, or actually because the government ought to reduce the C plus I. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So normally speaking, the formula for aggregate expenditure will go only C plus I plus G plus whatever. But ìgbà míì I'm having for national income. So national income ni Y. So the income of the economy, as a whole, only why. So like to use the aggregate expenditure formula to get national income, I'm also pay at equilibrium, you must include it at equilibrium. AE is equal to Y.
Do you know this when compulsory question in the last year
I
one?
I would object
They said
compulsory.
at the national equilibrium they should find the is it the national income also?
Mm-hmm.
Ṣáàmù wọ́n fún wọn ní equation yẹn okay ó mì pé ti government náà fún wọn because it's y equals I plus z plus kìíní yẹn náà fún wọn.
All right.
So wọ́n ní kán wá is it that they should find the equilibrium?
I'm going to go
Wọ́n fún wọn
Y.
ti question yẹn sí.
I'm going to go Y equilibrium income. So yeah, it's not exactly. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. So Ona was inshallah already. It might compulsory question because like that's like early any macroeconomics exam. Like that's like one of the biggest topics in macroeconomics. So Oma Jadin, compulsory, Oma Jadin. Right. So again, we now like I said that it is important to note that AE is not always equal to Y. Right. So Emma stated at equilibrium AE is equal to Y. So formula A here, assume pé formula Y, it is only at equilibrium. Ṣé understand ma? So ó yẹ ká ní graph, ó yẹ kó ya graph bọ́wọ́ ya graph, ó yẹ kó ya graph síbí. But it's okay. So let me, page 86, abi? Page 80,
88.
88. So let me sketch a graph that so that you see. Where will it? When I new note. So I will stop the recording so that you can see me.